loves you so much that he decided to give you his son. On another side, because you have known the love of God, you will not do anything that displeases God. You cannot claim that you know the love of God, that he gave you his son, and then you are hurting God every day. That thing you are saying is a joke. If you have known the love of God and you profess that he gave you his son, the way you show it is through reasonable living. That's why I say, I write unto you, brethren, that you present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God. Living righteously is not out of fear. Living righteously is out of love. It is a love that constrains, but many have not heard the message of the cross. They taught them one part of it, and that part made them lascivious. They told them that Jesus was exchanged for them on the cross. They told them that Jesus was substituted for them on the cross. They told them that all their sins were forgiven, and they forgot to tell them that that same cross where Jesus hung was also a testimony of God's faithfulness, of God's justice, and of God's fidelity. On the strength of God's justice, God's fidelity, he could not overlook sin, so Christ died for you. On that same strength of God's fidelity, he cannot reward you unless you live in serving his purpose all your life. This is why believers are lascivious. This is why believers are weak, because they think there's only forgiveness with God. No. The same way there is plenteous redemption, that same way there is plenteous judgment. And the judgment of God is what determines the glory that you command in the world to come. Many believers don't know the love of God. They think the love of God is a ticket for lasciviousness. They think the love of God is a sign of God's weakness. They think the love of God is foolishness on the part of God, so they can outsmart God that way. And so you'll find many Christians, pious, sanctimonious in church. Look for them on Monday. They are different personalities. When they come to church, they act before God as though they are grateful. They act before God as though they are humble. They act before God as though they appreciate what he has done. But the moment they turn out of church, they become another man. Thank you for what you are doing in church, but God will not judge you based on what you do in church alone. When God wants to judge you, he will look for you in your office. When God wants to judge you, he will look for you in the market. When God wants to judge you, he will look for you in your family. How do you live there? That's the sign that you know the love of God. Many don't know the love of God. They taught us one part of the love of God. And because they taught us one part of the love of God, we have misinterpreted the love of God for weakness. When you come to the city of Lagos on Sunday, it's dry. Everybody's in church. But when you come on Monday, you wonder if it was church they went to on Sunday. There are certain streets you go to, you are literally scammed by somebody who bears Emmanuel. His name is Emmanuel, but he's scamming you outrightly. As you are walking on the street, somebody who is called Mary is scamming you. Somebody who is called Peter is scamming you. You go to the police station, you find many Pauls lined up. And you are wondering, what kind of Paul is this? Is it the same Paul that met Jesus and hazarded his life for the gospel?